Hello there, welcome to today's Daily Dominion. Oof. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so we already have the 5-2. So there is Baker, so it's not really too important, I guess, unless we really wanted to hit A6, which we don't want to do. So this kingdom has pretty good stuff. It wouldn't be like the worst tactician board ever, except that you probably want to use TR and War Chest. Otherwise, it wouldn't be terrible. I think the challenge would be you'd probably get thin too rapidly. I mean, not too rapidly necessarily, but anyway, on the opening with our 5, we either need to get displaced or we need to get War Chest. I'm not like 100% on which is better. Obviously, the displace is nice to just get going on removing estates, and then the War Chest, of course, is nice for getting. It's actually a very nice War Chest board just because there's this bottom row is all pretty decent to gain with War Chest. So that's kind of nice. Which the AI will go for War Chest. So the AI is sort of forced into a little bit of trashing here because of Peaceful Cult, and they kind of, I think they'll pick up underlings. So there's a chance here we have a competitive game. I'm kind of leaning towards the displace, though we're also going to trash out one of the estates. I mean, I guess we don't have to. We could trash one of the coppers, but which is just to say that we don't have like a huge number of displaced plays before we're going to need to have some more expensive things to fuel it to give it value. We could also pass on the 3 in the opening. Though it probably is worth it to pick up underling or experiment. They're both quite nice here. Guess we'll try the War Chest. I don't feel. Never mind Pilgrim, which is interesting. This could either be quite fast for the AI or work out to be a little slow. So the 4s, I mean, Tiara is good, but not yet necessarily. So this is a nice, relatively nice draw. So we get to trash a copper and still gain some stuff. We'll put a displace in here, and then this is a pretty easy experiment because on the this next hand is nothing actually. Which actually, even if we had drawn a copper, we could have just waited. I don't know. It's 3. I forgot we had trashed that. So this is either second underling or more experiments. Both are pretty good. I don't feel real strongly one way or the other. The copper trashing is nice. Maybe the experiments are a little better. Okay, so the AI is into golds. We're not going to be. This deck will be okay at holding duchies because you can displace away stuff. So you can lose the province split here, and it's not necessarily a huge deal, which is always nice. I'm going to try and get to the War Chest. Of course, it's bottom decked, which is a bummer. We have 5, so we get a Tiara. This maybe should just be experiment, but I think I'm going to take one Baker here. They don't really have all that much to support the TR. This was quite fortunate. Let's go ahead and trash a copper. It's probably worth. Well, we could wait. No, let's get rid of it. We won't do a buy this turn. And then we'll have a. So they're naming bakers, which is sort of whatever. We don't necessarily. I don't know that we can sustain 4. I don't know that we can sustain 4 war chest plays a turn, to be totally frank. They're gonna probably want a gold. This should probably just be double, well, at least one experiment, because we can top deck them. I name Duchy. So like we're gonna displace into Tiara, but we don't really have another target for it yet. If they keep naming Baker, that's fine. We're gonna need to probably get a gold. Just having a huge number of war chests isn't that exciting. It may also at some point name Duchy first, which would allow us to get a Baker. Let's go ahead and just do the cycling for now. Buy province. They buy province without pilgrimage play, though I guess their pilgrimage or their pilgrim isn't. Well, they reshuffled. I think it's there in the bottom, so they have an okay shot of just. Okay, we have to play all the experiments. Unfortunately, that leaves us one overdraw. I guess I could have bottom decked one of them to try and preserve that, but we kind of need a gold. I could trash one in Tiara copper and just gain whatever card the war chest gives us. That's probably worse than not trashing here and waiting. Though we have a little bit of a. See what happens here. So yeah, they do name this first. So like we can get a Baker here. Now they're just stuck on the duchies. So anyway, we're gonna want the experiments anyway. I'm not sure this was correct. This was kind of trying to make sure the tiaras had targets, but we're gonna pay for it in some amount. They probably hit 8 here, yeah. And they still have the gold unplayed. They're moving. As I said, now this turn will blow up at least the one. So that's good. Okay. We are getting a lot of bakers now. We do still have quite a few coppers actually. Well, 3. No, more than. No, it must be 3 because they just trashed the estate. So never mind. We're doing okay. This is like copper displace underling copper. We should probably top deck some amount of experiments, but we can also buy those. But I already top deck a Baker. My counts are a little bit off here, but we didn't get to play the displace. If they don't green too fast, we can just accumulate quite a few Baker tokens. And just kind of save it all for a finish towards the end. Depends on how much display stuff we want to do in the meanwhile. They just have, yeah, Baker's not particularly good for their deck. It can work out fine. I guess it's not too bad with Pilgrim because, okay. So we don't have a super good displaced target again. Bottom decked, quite a few Bakers actually. Could have gotten another experiment. I haven't been super disciplined with managing draw, but we might as well move this up to a state. They did get to play the Baker. It's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna have every turn we can accumulate 8 Baker tokens. And then we'll just buy experiments and tiaras and golds, and those will draw themselves actually. So we get another tiara here. Crash the copper. Get the last Baker. Get the experiment. Get the gold. Buy another gold. We'll just wait. We'll just keep building until we can end it. Yeah, we'll buy another province here, but we're not going to be up to 5. We can lose the underling. There's no more trashing to be done. We're up to 20 now, so like next turn we'll probably be in quad province territory. So what do we get? We could just get a duchy in case we hit quad. Here, we'll set up to end it next turn. We'll go ahead and buy the province. So they may, in fact, have a good shot now that any province there. But we have 20, we're going to get to 28. We're going to have way more than enough to double. We'll get a duchy out of it as well. We were slightly unfortunate on the it is funny how broken the AI gets about doing duchy naming with war chest. Like, it's pretty silly. Well, this was a neat kingdom. The Pete cult, whatever it's called, peaceful cult, was accelerating the trash or accelerating the thinning quite nicely. We even had not great draws. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this approach is more of like an 11 turn game on a decent number of boards. Okay, so we had a couple that were good and a couple that were not so good. So maybe 12 is not too out of line, but I wouldn't be surprised to hit an 11 here. Because there was a couple the bottom decks, and then I don't know if it's enough to make up a whole turn. And also, I'm sure I could have improved the gains. I think the war chest gains in particular looked dubious at a couple times. But all looks really nice. It's a really good Tiara board. And everything was just pretty smooth despite it being a no village board. There was a lot to do. So fun one to play. AI is just doing nothing. Don't play these decks. They're terrible. And hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Catch you all tomorrow.